You know, back when I was a kid, everybody wanted to be a cowboy. Like Hopalong Cassidy or Roy Rogers or even Gene Autry until he sang that Christmas song. But the biggest kick was wearing the cap guns. Of course, this was before airport security. But these cowboys like me are the same ones who refuse to wear seatbelts. To them, it looks wussy. If a cowboy can ride a Mustang across the desert without one, then you should be able to drive a Pinto to the mall without one. So we have to find a way to make seatbelts part of the cowboy experience. Okay, I've turned my seatbelt into a pretend ammo belt. Now, instead of looking like a crossing guard, I look like John Wayne. Time to head him up and move him out. Up the lodge this week. Yeah. We're having a big drought up here. Hasn't rained in a long, long time. The fountain down at City Hall's blowing smoke, and the bird baths have switched to dry cleaning.
Uncle Red.
Yeah.
No, I had like a canteen hidden in my room.
Yeah, I told you not to tell anybody. Unfortunately, you'd already told me, so.
You drank the water?
No, the possum van did, Harold. Well, she was overheating like crazy. It was going to turn into an espresso machine in there. So, I mean, hey, you don't want to seize that engine.
Yes, I do.
What?
That engine's the reason we don't have an ozone. This drought is the fault of you guys, you know, and your emissions.
Harold, the ozone doesn't make it rain.
Oh, no? What does the ozone do, Uncle Red? The ozone filters the sun's rays so the earth doesn't fry up like a burrito. And rain is caused by the evaporation of water, which doesn't work around here because technically Possum Lake is not water.
Hey, Harold, it's a liquid. That's close enough, all right?
It's a blob. It's jelly. We don't have waves. We have undulations. This whole thing, you know, it's your fault, you know, because you've been throwing like vehicles and lawnmowers and chainsaws in there for the past 50 years.
You know what, Harold? I think for the first time ever, you could be, and I think it doesn't really matter who's right and who's wrong. You know what? All we have to do to fix the whole thing is make it rain.
No,
what?
No.
Yeah.
No, you don't need to make it rain.
What?
You need to ask for professional help.
You should talk. Harold, we created the problem. We're going to create the solution. That's called being a man.
Yeah, well, I don't think I want to be a man.
Looks like you're safe.
It's time for the Possum Lodge! Today's winner receives this pass for a free visit to Crazy Lou's Leech Farm, where our motto is, there's a sucker born every 2.3 seconds. Okay, cover your thingies, Dalton. Okay, Mr. Green,
Yeah.
You got 30 seconds to get Dalton Humphrey to say this word. Flowers. Flowers! And go!
All right, Dalton, this is something that you take to a funeral.
Business cards.
Okay. These are colorful, and you find them everywhere in the woods around the lodge.
Empties.
No. This is pretty, and it has pedals.
A Malibu Barbie pink bicycle.
Okay, no. Okay. This is something that your wife wants from you. It rhymes with tower.
Cower.
No. This is something that you would give your wife.
A wide berth.
Okay, no, okay. When you started going out with Anne Marie, what would you take with you on a date?
Earplugs.
No. Okay. These have long stems and they're kind of frilly on the end. Women love them as gifts.
Dusters.
We're almost out of time, Mr. Green.
Yeah, okay. I know. Dalton, what does a bride throw at a wedding?
A tantrum. Anne Marie went ballistic. I had to get a proctologist to take the flowers out.
Welcome to Harold's Hobby House, where we examine not just the hobby, but the man behind the hobby. And when you think of the man behind, you think of Winston Rothschild. Winston's the manager and staff of Winston Rothschild Sewage and Septic Sucking Services. And Winston, what type of hobby did you bring for us tonight?
Well, Harold, for the last several years, I've been collecting home decor accessories with historical significance.
Oh.
Yeah, you know, like dishes and vases and what have you.
Oh, well then, what have you?
Okay, this first piece is a turn-of-the-century candy bowl. Would you care for a prune?
Oh, no, thank you.
Yeah, I don't like them much myself, but they're great for business. Okay, this next piece is a beautiful Wedgwood china serving dish circa 1920. The cookies are a little more recent.
Well, no cookies for me, thank you.
Good call. They're dog biscuits. But I thought they'd sort of enhance the presentation, huh?
Yeah, very much so, but I think I saw one of our stagehands eating a couple of those.
I was wondering why he was licking himself like that.
Yes, well, you know, of all the pieces you have, do you have a favorite piece?
I do, and I brought it with me.
You did?
Well, you asked me to, Harold. Now, this is a 19th century sterling silver tea service. Shall I pour?
Oh, yes, please. It's tea. I really love tea. Tea's delicious.
Yeah, well, this is a Pico blend with just a hint of rose hip.
Ooh. Oh, it's delicious.
Huh?
It is. It's delicious. That's really... Oh, you know what I think is amazing? Is that, you know, you have a hobby that's so far removed from what you do for a living.
Well, it's not that far removed. I fished each one of these pieces out of septic beds.
You know, there comes a time in the life of any appliance when it's over. And when that time comes, you'll know. But what do you do when you have an old fridge and stove that the garbage men won't take and you don't live next to a ravine? Well, I guess if you're real good with a can opener, you could get rid of them a little bit at a time. But if you're a handyman, or even better, a handyman with a teenager, here's what you can do. Step one, take the top off the stove. Step one, take the back off the stove. Take the door off the stove. Then you remove the top and back. Because once you get the top and the back off the unit, this is no longer a stove. It's an office chair for your teenager's workstation. Got a fully reclining backrest, place to keep his books, or her books. So hard to tell with kids these days. And here's an extra bonus, a retractable footrest. So your kid doesn't get carpal tunnel in his butt. But how's he gonna know when his homework is done? Well, that's what this homework timer is for. Just set it to well done. And for extra safety and comfort, I would suggest you line the whole unit with an air mattress, because I believe there could be an exposed sharp edge or two. And I'm right. Now here's a question. Can I rig up these burners to make a red-hot reading light? No. You know, it's good for a teenager to sit in the stove because you want him in the hot seat. But you also want him to be cool. So this fridge becomes his computer desk. And that automatic fridge light means you don't need any of those goofy-looking desk lamps. Now, the door is kept horizontal thanks to these little chains I got from the bank. They even have pens on them. The shelves are great for holding my files, and these ice cube trays handle all your office supplies. And oh, what's that? A mouse. No wonder the cat was in there. Oh, and check this out. The ice maker makes a dandy pencil sharpener. And that's how you turn a couple of burned-out appliances into a high-tech workstation. So remember, if the women don't find you handsome, they should at least find you handy. Boy, this is educational. I learned something. There's a big push on these days to make us all get into high-definition television. You know, those big flat-screen TVs that hang on your wall with a better view than any of your windows? And they're focusing the sales pitch on guys my age because they know we're the only ones who have a chance of coming up with that kind of cash. The problem there is those of us from the 8-track generation don't have the keen senses to appreciate the new technology. I mean, what good is high def when you're half deaf and half blind? Sadly, this is just another example of not being able to afford something until it's too late. Like open heart surgery or dance lessons or underarm deodorant. So the best approach is to buy what you want without waiting until you can afford it. Huh? That's what credit cards are for. And when the Visa bill comes in, just pay it with your American Express. By the time the repo man shows up, you'll have finished enjoying whatever it was you bought anyway. Speaking of which, if my bank manager is watching, I'll be dropping the high-def TV off at your house right after the playoffs. Remember, I'm pulling for you. We're all in this together.
If you can see the future, that makes you a psychic. If you can see the past, that makes you a customer.
Rothschild Sewage and Septic Sucking Services.
I've been doing some research on how to make it rain. Went down to our local public library. Was it ever quiet in there? I looked up cloud seeding. Apparently, all you gotta do is fire some chemicals up into the clouds and bingo, you got rain, you know? So I built myself a little cannon. Emptied about 1,000 shotgun shells into there. Put in a wireless detonator so that I can stand well back when I fire it off with my TV remote. I just got one more chemical to stick in here and we'll be good to go.
I should never leave you unsupervised.
Harold, you can call me the Rain Man.
I'm an excellent driver. Excellent driver.
You bang your head on something, Harold?
No, that's from the movie The Rain Man.
Oh, I don't like any movies that were made after 1959. Oh, no, there was one. Duct tape something. Check this out, Harold. All I gotta do is fire my cannon, send the chemicals up on top of those clouds out there, and see I got the fire end attached to that tree with no branches on it.
That's not a tree.
Oh.
That's a high-tension electric pole. You know, they seed clouds with airplanes.
I know that, Harold. You think I'm gonna hotwire a plane, then fly around without a license? Man, that would be stupid and dangerous.
Uncle Red, you know I never stop you from doing your crazy things.
That could be part of the problem.
Well, exactly. And I know you don't mean to poison our atmosphere and defoliate the trees and end life as we know it.
Not when you put it that way.
Okay,
No.
so let's not fire off the cannon. Let's do the smart thing.
All right, Harold, all right. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
All right. Because, you know, it might rain on its own anyway.
It might rain.
You know what? Let's check it out on the Weather Channel.
No, Harold. This adventure starts with the difference between Dalton Humphrey and a canoe. A canoe tips. Okay, the boys are going out for a day of camp. Watch the rope there. Watch out, Bill. Don't straddle the rope. Don't ever. Oh, boy. Hey, you know what? You can adopt. So Mike and Ed get into kind of an argument. And Bill's saying, why are you arguing in nature's beautiful environment? He pulls out a little telescope. And it's just so beautiful to be. Why don't you just enjoy nature for all it is? And that's right. He's right. Okay, just enjoy the day. There's some bugs though there. You know, they get the black flies and the mosquitoes and the deer flies, and this is getting crazy here. So they're slamming away on each other. And now Ed has some kind of a insect repellent or something that he's got in his. These two are. No, wait. Now that's a bit. That's a bit much. Hey, no, come on now. Hey, now, easy now, come on now. So Ed has some type of bug fogger, and that's, oh boy, that's a, okay, turn her down. But you know what, it did the job. Cleared the air. But with bugs, they come back. That's what I find, they come back. So then Bill says, you know what, I'm gonna go pitch the tent. As we can get the tent, they got the screen windows in it, and we can all get in there and get out of the bugs. It's one of these, you know, these tents, he just flash them and they kind of stand up on their own and, okay, now get in the tent. Everybody get in the tent. Get in the tent. In the tent. Where you go? Get in the tent. Yeah. And then zip the zipper. And, okay, there's a few bugs in there, but not very many. And within a few minutes, they realize, okay, they're good. Everything's good. It's good. Then they feel something coming up from underneath and they pitch the tent right over an anthill. So now they stand up in a tent. It's not a good idea. Okay, plan B, they all get into sleeping bags. Bill takes his telescope apart, and he's got snorkels attached together, so they can get inside, zip themselves in, and still be able to breathe just by leaving the telescope outside. What they didn't realize is there are tarantulas in our area, and it's really only a matter of time. Okay, so it's time for a total rethink. They're going to just get in the canoe and get the heck out of there. And for all you animal lovers out there, the tarantula's just fine. So they hop in the canoe, and here's something that you youngsters should learn: no matter how hard you paddle, you're not as strong as a rope that's tied up. So finally, Ed says, you might want to think about undoing the, undo the rope there. And so he's yanking it, and above there is, it looks like a. They don't just head back to the lodge, they're making a beeline. Okay, trying to seed the clouds with my homemade cannon was not a complete success. Instead of a fine dispersal pattern, the chemicals kind of all glommed together and then splashed right into Possum Lake like a giant pop rock. And then it started like frothing and bubbling and pop. I'll tell you, I haven't seen that much foam since Moose Thompson shaved his back. I know.
I've never seen the lake evaporate before.
I know.
It was like a giant bromo.
Yeah.
Fish were falling out of the sky.
Yeah.
Hey! Well, that's awful.
You should have seen the one that got away. You know, Harold, think about this. There are people who live their whole lives and never see anything like that, though, huh?
Oh, I envy them.
Come on, Harold, look at the bright side. Hey, I mean, the lake will eventually ooze back into place. And meanwhile, we can get all our appliances and snowmobiles off the bottom. So.
You know, Greg, sometimes when you make a mistake, but everything turns out hunky-dory?
No, I know. This was not one of those times. This is hunks of dories. I know that.
No, it's hunky-dory.
What?
Yeah, well, the foam, it extinguished all the forest fires.
You're kidding.
Yeah, well, the concussion, from the cannon being triggered off.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it caused this atmospheric reaction.
Yeah.
Apparently, it's raining in Port Asbestos, and it's heading this way.
Hey, you know what that means? Huh? That means that my idea and my ingenuity and my instinct to do something crazy has once again saved the day. Huh?
Oh, no! No, you did something dumb, period.
Me? You're the one who fired the cannon.
Yeah, that was an accident. Accidents happen.
Just ask your parents.
Meeting time.
Well, where you go then? Oh, boy. Wow. Okay, if my wife is watching, I'll be coming straight home after the meeting. I'm kind of on a roll, so I'm thinking maybe we should do something crazy, huh? Let's try to stay up till 10 o'clock tonight. Not quite sure how we'll fill in the time, but I'm hoping my medication will help me think of something. And to the rest of you, thanks for watching. On behalf of myself and Harold and the whole gang up here at Possum Lodge, keep your stick on the ice.
Everybody sit down. All rise.
Quando, Omni, Flunkus, Moritati. Sit down. Bow your heads for the man's prayer. I'm a man, and I can change. If I have to, I guess. All right, men. Apparently, Harold has an announcement of some kind.
Well, now it seems the drought is over, so you should all stop drinking beer.